For today's video, we have the round 11 review for Supercoach 2021. We scored 2,151 and we're ranked 513th. We were in such a good spot and now we're not in a great position. So unfortunately, the last few weeks has been a little bit poor, both on decision making and injuries. Copped Bose, Brayshaw and now Guthrie back to back to back. So they're all pods, I think. So a little bit rough, but that's okay. I think our finishing team, I think will look good. We should finish with 3 trades remaining and get all the players we want. But yeah, almost got Heeney in this week, so close. But did the video on it the other day saying it's a bit like I feel like Heeney last week was actually must-have looking back now, because it feels like it's Aaron Hall all over again, where you look at Aaron Hall and you think, no way, not Aaron Hall. And you watch him play and then you think, well, his durability is too bad. Then you watch him play again and you're like, I think this is worth the risk. And is the risk even that bad? I think, yeah, the point scoring potential far outweighs the injury risk at the price. Exactly the same with Heeney. Heeney's role is so much better than as what he said it was going to be in the preseason, where he's moving up the ground a lot, attending, just getting to stoppages around the ground, and also he's kicking goals, because Heeney, that's what he does when he plays. He'll kick 1 or 2 goals a game. Does Buddy Franklin affect that? Maybe a little bit, but if Heeney goes forward, probably averages and stays forward, probably goes 80 to 85, maybe a bit more. If he pushes up the ground more, 90 to whatever, 90 plus, so possibly more, but can depend on fixture for him. But yeah, we'll discuss our trades later on, but yeah, we'll get in Heeney this week. Really should have done it last week, but his break even is still really low, and I think it's worth the risk if we want to finish a team. But yeah, so 9k remaining, 12 trades left. So we were about 5k off going Whitfield instead of Ridley, and we brought in Ridley. So every week I've been saying I really want the Ridley pick to fail, and careful what you wish for, I guess. So that happens. But the rest of the defense was fine. I think, look, Laird and Lloyd. And Lloyd, I mean, it's a bit annoying he's waited to round 11 to do this so that everyone can bring him in now. But Lloyd, yeah, probably top 3 defender comfortably. Maybe top 4. But yeah, thereabouts. So definitely get him in if you don't have him, and if you have him, well, finally. But yeah, being an oak, I guess for 650, it's not been the best thing. But I guess, going Lloyd means you're not picking potentially someone else that could be a risk, so that's fine. And Jaden Short, I'm fine with Short. Lots of kickouts. I had a few down games, but I'm reasonably confident in him. I think he's got a big game in him at some point. Now with Ridley, he played lockdown on Liam Ryan, so basically, in the 2 games he came back, I watched him play. He was playing pretty much lockdown most of the time, and he still scored, 85. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm not going to get in Ridley yet. I just want to see him rebound a bit more. So the past 2 weeks, he's rebounded a bit more, and he scored 2,105. So I thought Ridley should be pretty safe to bring him in, plays lockdown, has his worst score for the year by far. So, I think he'll be fine. It's just I'm a bit worried that they use Laverde up the ground a lot more, which is what Ridley does. Ridley can push up a bit and take intercepts, and that was Laverde's job. So now I'm really worried about this pick. But we'll see how we go in the short term. But his ownership's so high, so I guess it's not the worst. But yeah, it's a bit frustrating. But see how we go over the next few weeks. But if he continues to play lockdown, I'll be a bit worried. Hopefully they free him up a bit. And Stephen May, I mean, it's fine. 90 average. If he gives us 85 to 90, it's not the greatest, but I'm okay with it. A lot of defenders like Daniel and Doherty were really poor this week. Stewart was great. It was a bit painful, but that's okay. So look, I'm going to keep May for the year. He gets so many kickouts, which gives him enough scoring avenues to be a sub-primo to primo. I'm not sure where he's at the moment, but I think he's fine. The down games will come, but he can definitely have a big game. And then Jordan Butt's been great for us. Unfortunately, we held him a week too long. The thing was, we had so many rookies with high break evens. Butts had 90 break even. CJ and Atkins dropped 50k between them, so I felt like we absolutely had to trade those two. That's okay. Highmore came back. We fielded Highmore, it didn't work. And then Murphy, it's whatever. And now the midfield. So the midfield was really good. So yeah, Jack Steele, again, a bit like Jake Lloyd, he puts out a massive score right when everyone is able to trade him in. So a little bit frustrating, but that's okay. Oliver, McRae, unreal as usual, probably M1, M2, and then M3 Bont, those three. Sam Walsh, a little bit disappointing. I guess he's 20, so I think I made an exception for Sam Walsh because I do prefer players in the 22 to 23 to 29 range, which we kind of just forgot about for Brayshaw because of price, but that's another story. But look, I still have faith in Walsh because you do wonder because he's so young. Does he slow down at some point? But I think he's ready to be 110 plus guy. So just his disposables off, so that's fine. Merritt was fine. Brayshaw, I'd trade Brayshaw in his buy if I could. I'd trade Brayshaw over May for sure. But yeah, they had a bad game on the weekend and he's come back from a calf issue, so maybe he wasn't 100%, just rough circumstances, I guess. But see how he goes the next few weeks. But I think I brought him in and the plan was just give me 105 and I'll be happy. He's roughly given me that. It's just injury probably dropped that a lot, but we'll see. Poulter's been a great rook, so I think we have to get rid of him in his last buy. He'll get to 300, I think, so that'll be great. And getting an RCD for 180k has been complete failure. So every time we get in an expensive rookie, it's failed. And the one time we did, Dev Robertson, we traded him early because of break evens. So that has got us far too many times this year. I can't do much about it though. I mean, just learn for next time, hopefully. I just haven't learned though. I haven't executed correctly, but that's okay. I think we'll still get the team we want. And then, yeah, really, bloody Chris Scott. Well, he can stay on the bench because he has a bye now. So when you pay 600 for a mid who's playing Gold Coast and Collingwood, you're expecting a big return. And unfortunately, Zach Smith sat on him and did his AC joint. So fingers crossed he's back after his bye and he's performing well. Because now Danger Cut comes back. So I assume Guthrie's average cuts back 5 to 7 points. Could be more. Or maybe it doesn't affect it at all. I'm not sure. But we'll see. But yeah, super frustrating. Scott will get rid of this week. And McNeil, a bit unfortunate. He had an 80 in his system. Now he's break even 70. So he has to go this week, I think, as well. And then the rucks. So Grundy, yeah, Captain Grundy, another thing that went wrong. So basically what happened here is Chris Scott tilted us so hard that I was saying in the Discord, you always take 120s. Over the years, I know you just take a 120 unless it's like a dream matchup for like, I don't know, Gorn versus a rookie ruckman, which it kind of was. It was like Grundy versus it was Grundy versus Blitzarves. No, Grundy versus Stanley. Blitzarves was out. Figured I said that, but yeah, for the most part, you take 120s, right? And then Chris Scott tilted me with Gruffy out, and I was like, stuff it, we need to get a few more points. We'll go with Grundy. And he does the injury, so it is horrible luck, but at the same time, I deserve to get punished for being undisciplined and not thinking logically. It just got tilted by Guthrie being out, but what can you do? So it looks like Grundy is fine. He said, be right back, BRB in a tweet. So that means, assuming it means he'll be fine. If it's 1 week, hold. If it's 2 weeks, I'll still hold. 3 weeks, I'll actually still hold because we'll have Reeves. So unless it's like 6 weeks, I'll trade. But otherwise, I'm holding. Assume Reeves comes back and then we can field him. Fingers crossed. And then the forward line. So Zeeble kicked 2 goals. So Zeeble's definitely going to drop off. I think it was actually the right thing to cash him out for 600 once Hall started taking his points. Because McDonald's still going to come back in, like 2 months or something? Maybe less. Then Aaron Hall, probably my best trade in, and one I owe to JD. So he bailed me out there. So thanks to JD for that. But been very good in that role. In Dream, I know people don't care about other formats, but in AFL Fantasy, he's actually gone berserk, I think. I feel like he's gone 120, averaging almost 130 in that format. But yeah. And then Dusty, we brought in Dusty for Atkins, so should have brought in Heeney instead, but I decided against Heeney, and now I've changed my mind. So Dusty made about 15k, Heeney made about 50k. So we lost 35k doing that, so that's alright. Not great. Considering we're trying to squeeze out money for break evens, it's actually quite bad, but oh well. And then Impey, I heard Impey was forward for a little bit. I don't know what Clarkson's doing. I didn't see the game, but just hold. Everyone has him, I assume, so just hold and deal with it. Warner is a perennial 60, so he's gone 5 weeks in a row between 58 and 63. So he's the one where, you know, you think, okay, I got to stop, you know, trading rookies with decent ceilings, and the one time you do it, you don't get rewarded for it. So just the way things go. So Waterman we fielded. Yeah, Waterman, yeah, kind of had to field him because Guthrie was benched, so a bit of DPP. Yeah, otherwise we would have only had to field one of Porter and RCD, but that's okay. But yeah, Waterman, I think he'll keep playing. I hope he does, because he was getting up the ground a little bit, but Essendon are playing so many tall players at the moment. I do wonder what they do with their setup, because Peter Wright comes back in next week, and I don't know what that means for Waterman. We'll see. But yeah, great win from the Bombers. I like what the Bombers are doing at the moment. So trades for this week. Now, we always backtrack on our trades. This week, as a Christian, I swear on the Bible, unless some sort of injuries happen, these will be our trades. So we get 3. We're going to use all 3. Usually I don't need a trade in this round, but it's because our rookies have such horrific break-evens. I think, yeah, Butts, McNeil, Scott, all break-evens far too high at the moment. So we'll trade those 3, 800k. So in defense, pretty simple one. We'll go early on Bianco. I did hear something about his knee. I know he had a knee issue beforehand, but I think Buckley said in the presser that his knee pulled up okay. So I don't know if there's anything going on there, but just something we'll monitor during the week. But looked very comfortable at the level and really good VFL form. The next player we'll get in, we're getting in 2 forwards. We'll go early on Coleman Jones. So in the preseason, I was speaking to, because I got picked up Coleman Jones in a keeper league draft. When AFL Drafts Expert was going through rookies with me, he said if Coleman Jones plays, just lock him in on field. He's been playing really well in the VFL. But yeah, he rated him really highly. So I thought, and I did speak about him on the podcast a few weeks ago, saying when he was unbanned, I thought Coleman Jones would play, but it's not to be. But now he's playing with the Lynch injury, and I think he stays in for, you know, Lynch is out for 6 weeks, 5 to 6, I think. So he'll play. He probably only, with this 1-1-2 in his cycle, only for 1 price rise, he should make a fair bit of money. And that's the thing. The Richmond kind of trolled the Crows because they brought in Chol and Coleman Jones and Rewalt, so they deliberately went tall against our back line, which isn't great at the moment. So that's fine, and that leaves 550k. I dream of Heeney. So look, as I said at the start of this video, with Heeney, price outweighs injury risk. Now he has a sore ankle, and if it does pull up sore, it seems like he just needs a week off. And look, with Heeney, it won't be smooth sailing because it's Heeney. He said in multiple interviews he's not 100%. He's just heavily managed. But yeah, the role is a lot better as well. So a week late, but high ceiling and very cheap. And I'm looking at the forwards. It got to the point I got that desperate to try and find a forward where I looked at Taylor Walker while I was watching the Crows games. Like I tweeted, "Oh, I'm thinking about Taylor Walker." I think Tex is actually not the worst pick, but the issue is he'll need to be managed throughout the season. Like he'll probably get rested again, or he'll start to slow down, and he already had a minor calf strain. So for me, it's like it's going to be a massive headache of a pick. One that I think will be okay, but not I mean, I'm getting Heeney in, but at least Heeney's role is a bit more consistent for scoring at the moment. So that's the team. So the only upgrades we need to do are, okay, say put Guthrie on the field. So 9 trades left. That's pretty scary, I think, at this point of the year. But we nearly finished the team, so it's not too bad. So Bianco, Poulter, and Coleman Jones, and Warner. Oh no, hang on, Dusty. So 3 upgrades. We need a defender. So it's blatantly obvious that we need to have Whitfield in our team. If you already have 6 defenders, maybe you can flip somebody in the buy round. If not, it might be a bit annoying because I think Whitfield with his fixture is must have. So we'll get Whitfield next week. And then we need another midfielder. So yeah, Whitfield in defense, midfielder. It depends. It depends how we go for money. So we might be able to get Bont. Bont will take 3 trades, but it will depend on who we're able to cut. And if another rookie comes up during the buy rounds. So say a 600k mid, but maybe if we use an extra trade, Bont and Pelly. And then at F6, well, fingers crossed, we'll need to play Coleman Jones on field for 5-6 weeks. And if that doesn't happen, then Waterman will have to cover. And if Waterman can't cover, then we're probably screwed. But the last forward should be like a 500k forward. I'm not really sure. So I think the best forward at the moment, well, Zorko, probably Zorko. Unfortunately, we don't have him. That was a big mistake, but the damage has been done with Zorko now. He's too much. I think the best forward, other than Zorko, is Bailey Dale. So watching Bailey Dale play, I almost thought I was watching Jack Zeeble play. Daniel's pushing up the ground. His role is getting a little bit weird. He's like all over the place, Caleb Daniel, but he's like floating around stoppages a bit more. Crozier is playing poorly. Bailey Williams is a little bit off at the moment. Duray is not playing super well. Bailey Dale's the one that's doing overtime in defense at the moment. So I actually think Dale might be must have. Same as like Zorko's must have as well, but yeah, I like Nick Hind, but now it's like he probably doesn't have the ceiling to justify the price with Dale at the same price. So I think the last forward will be either Dale or Shea Bolton, or by some miracle, if Dangerfield gets to sub 500, then Danger, but see how we go. But yeah, I think we're in a little, this is a little dangerous, but in 6 trades, we'll have a full primo team. And then we'll be fine. So then 3 trades left for the rest of the season. So fingers crossed. It seems might be a little difficult, but we've only really had 1 long-term injury in Dusty, but we also had Bose. So see how we go. We do have Hall and Heeney. Don't have the best history, but we'll see how we go. Anyway, thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you guys soon.